Welcome back to another episode of the Final Act. Today we have our surprise guest, Jean Race.
He's not a doctor.
He's not a doctor.
We had a
We actually
doctor.
don't know what he does.
We had a doctor, so we.
He's a race.
So Jean, can you just tell the people out there exactly what it is that you do?
So I'm an enormous nerd. I feel like that's all the credentials I need.
He's an internationally
you're-
recognized drug smuggler.
And you're a huge Star Wars fan?
Yeah. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I am a big gamer. Like really enjoy my movies. Just always been a bit of a nerd. So yeah.
I remember when I first met Jean, he actually introduced me to Star Wars. I think it was X-Wing game
Oh yeah.
on PC.
Yeah.
And then he told me about it coming on TV afternoon during the holidays, and I was watching it on Mnet at that stage. It was the first time.
Yeah. Good
So-
times.
Thanks to Jean, I'm also now a Star Wars fan. We're going to be discussing today X-Men Apocalypse. The topics being, firstly, Apocalypse. What was your favorite part of the film? What is the best part of the film as such? The introduction of Wolverine into X-Men Apocalypse. The Phoenix, and then of course the post-credits. I'd like to just go off and say I personally was not very happy with the film. I felt let down. Warren, myself, and Alex have had discussions a few times about Ultron not living up to the standards that we expected, and I felt the same thing about Apocalypse himself. He only wanted to drain powers and didn't actually assert himself as this. What was the line? From X-Men, do you remember, John? I am as far beyond mutants as they are beyond you.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that
Beyond
come from him.
humans.
I didn't see that come from him. I didn't see that evil side that
Well, the only evil side came about when he basically got Magneto to destroy the entire facility that he was tortured at during the Nazi
at
times.
Auschwitz,
Yeah.
which he destroyed. But we didn't see that dictatorial side that we expect from Apocalypse. Someone who's going to annihilate mankind. He actually wasn't annihilating anything. He was using other people to do the work for him.
I did find he was a bit of a pansy because, like, all he did was he killed 3 people with like sand in the beginning of the movie, and that was
Sand.
like,
Cut the heads
yeah,
off.
he cuts their heads off,
Which
and
was pretty cool.
that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty boss. But then the rest of it, he's just like, you do it now. You kill people for me. I can't do it. I already killed 3 people. I can't do it.
He's a great delegator.
Hit my
He's like
quota.
a really good manager.
I hurt my nail doing it.
So I haven't had the discussion with you guys around it, but I think, like for me, the depiction of Apocalypse was consistent with the rest of the movie, which is to say that the character development was really superficial. It doesn't feel like any of the characters had a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And like that really came out for me in the relationships, like especially between Magneto and Professor X, which is such a complex and interesting relationship. Like they just kind of glossed over that. You know, Professor X is like, Magneto, bro, don't be bad. And he was like,
I know you, man.
I'm gonna be bad because they killed my wife and child in this horribly contrived scene. And also, screw you, I'm gonna be evil.
Yeah, and he went like, I must agree with you. He went from like 0 to 100 real quick. He's just like, oh, they killed my family.
Yeah.
Destroy the world.
And it kind of felt like it's like, how can we make him go from like the peaceful, like hut lodge living hippie to like the biggest badass? It's like, oh well, we'll have his wife and child die dramatically.
And why is it the world's fault? It's like it was those people's fault. So he's just like, I'm gonna
Look,
destroy everyone.
and in terms of like just physical biology, how did that old school bow and arrow pierce both humans?
Yeah.
When he wasn't even fully.
Yeah, he wasn't even fully
He
drawn.
was
He
just-
was like lazily like.
And I mean, like, it must have had a wooden tip, right? It's not like it had a metal tip.
No, and it was like a wooden
And
tip.
it was wielded by like a 17-year-old kid. He was like,
and fired it off at half draw. Like it would have just been like.
I bet you that kid got it in like a lucky packet. They were like rounding up dudes to go and kill Magneto, and he's like, oh, guess what?
yeah.
My lucky packet. Oh, bow and arrow. This is gonna be
We're
useful.
protesting.
Yeah.
Would you say it's correct in the assumption that Ultron and Apocalypse both failed in bringing the hype that we expected from them?
Yeah.
Both characters?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
One thing I found, I don't know why they just didn't do it in the first place, not like we don't have the technology, is why was he the same height and build as everyone else?
Which is incorrect, according to the...
I'm not saying he must be 17 stories high, but make him like the Rock and
Well, we only
Kevin
saw
Hart.
that in the
Yeah,
or in
like-
the sequence in the mine.
In the mind, yeah.
Yeah, but that's
make
what I
him
mean.
like built
Yeah.
and like as tall as like you just said,
The
tall as
Rock
the
and
Rock.
Kevin Hart kind of vibes. Make
So-
him that size and everyone else.
Oscar Isaacs was the wrong guy for the role.
No, I think they just should have accentuated it.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, I couldn't even tell it was him because he's so like the character was so flat. And it was so two-dimensional, and there was like the makeup was so heavy. Like he was wasted in the role. Like
Yeah.
there was nothing.
They
for
could have
him.
used anybody then.
They could have
They could have just gone
used
totally CGI.
Yeah, I was about to say they could have used a 100% CGI character and it
first
still wasn't
Ultron.
so.
No, well,
Yeah.
besides Ultron, what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Thanos.
Yeah.
He's basically fully CG. All you see is a bit of mocap on the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could have done that.
we could have done that.
Well, we spoke about it after the movie. I preferred Days of Future Past.
I actually saw it
More.
it was on that.
But
It was on
that
the
is
next
still the
night.
best one, I think.
Well, I mean, I can accurately say that I enjoyed the other one more because I saw it and then the very next night, Days of Future Past was on Mnet. So I watched it and I'm just like, no, this is still better. The character development is better. Like also how they told the story was just way better. They weren't like relying on these monumentous scenes of just like graphics and CGI to tell the story. It was like
That was the other thing because we worked in 3D and stuff.
we hated it.
There were certain moments.
Right, it wasn't good, right?
It was just
it was
so bad.
the shipping yard.
That was
Yeah,
bad.
I was also like,
why would
ooh.
Well, I'm gonna go rewatch it again tomorrow, and I could, I can give you like, I'm gonna like watch all the CGI. I'm gonna mark it down. Like, that's
timestamps,
like
59 minutes.
59 minutes. Close eyes. Do not watch.
All the IMAX movies you've seen was probably the worst IMAX
Yes.
one that I've seen.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you guys
uninspired.
have it that like I don't mean I forgot to mention this when we afterwards, but like in the middle of the movie, it's almost like the 3D disappeared
Yes.
as the whole.
I-
Like the beginning
So
sequence
we're
was.
talking about it now, and I was kind of like Neen was saying it's the worst IMAX experience, and I was like, oh yeah, it was IMAX. Like,
Yeah, you totally.
so and it's weird for me because, like, I think like everyone when 3D came out, it was cool, it's novel, and then it was like, oh, this is terrible, and it
Yeah.
takes you out of the experience. And then like recently they've hit a much better balance.
Yeah.
But in this one, I was like, I kind of forgot that there was. 3D.
I'm one of those people that I do this with my glasses throughout the entire movie to see like how much
Yeah.
3D it is. And in the middle of the movie, I'm just like, but the image is it was so subtle that like from the middle of the movie, it's almost like they couldn't afford the IMAX camera anymore, so they just bought one.
They rented it for
They
that.
rented
Yeah.
it.
Took it back,
So,
guys,
so,
at
so they're
least
just
it's
they're like it's like a Alexa camera came back and they're like we have to take one of these back with us.
Yeah.
You can have just the one.
Christopher Nolan needs it.
Yeah. So I mean, like in the middle of the movie, it was just like okay, 3D disappeared for me. The visual
Yeah.
effects got really bad.
And yeah, we said the same thing is he can sense your true potential. Okay?
Yeah.
Why could he not tell the Phoenix?
Mm.
One, he should have been able to see it inside of her.
Or
Long,
Charles.
long ago.
Yeah. And the other thing is that battle scene, that reminded me of, I said it reminded me of Harry Potter when Dumbledore fought Voldemort.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't read the books because I'm not a reader, but when
Can't
that happened,
read.
you have the world's best villain wizard and then the world's best wizard. And the battle was like a limp cock. It just, more could have happened and it didn't. Where, same with this one, where the Phoenix comes, and you have the ultimate, mutant, and he stands there with the shield, and Phoenix is out.
She
hulks
blows
out.
she blows her hot load.
Yeah,
all
she
over.
hulks out and then he disintegrates. Where for me it would have been a case of he should have, I don't know,
Fought.
in terms of 3D or some special effects, I would have the little shield he had, blown it out, knocked everyone the hell
Well, I
out,
suppose
and physically fought her.
that goes back to why he always had the four horsemen as such. They were always doing the work. He was just standing
Yeah,
by.
but when
So
he
wasn't as badass as we thought.
But when he comes face to face, he should be able to do
he
something.
should be able to. We agree.
Like
with
Yeah.
for me, I would have had a battle where he gets thrown right through his big giant pyramid.
I also didn't really like that. You know how he could allegedly sense them, but like he couldn't sense Charles Xavier and all those other people. Also, the one thing that I found was like out of all the years of centuries that he's been alive, he never found a psychic as powerful. I also found that hard to like comprehend, considering you have
two. Right?
yeah, exactly. In this movie, you have two of the world's like most powerful psychics in the same fucking room, and you couldn't find one over your entire lifetime.
Maybe they were just in season.